guys, so today's video is going to be about a topic that has been literally bothering me for almost 4 months now. It's just been a constant hurdle. So almost 4 months ago, the end of March, my daughter was born, and she was born on like a little heavier side. She was 9 pounds and 1 ounce. So my husband and I were both big babies. I was almost 11 pounds, and I think he was almost 9 pounds. I'm not too sure. I know his mom was a big baby too, but off subject. We went into things thinking that we were going to breastfeed. I got the pump, I got all the like Medela accessories, I got the, the pump in store bags. I got a lot of breastfeeding accessories because going into it, that's what I wanted to do. I really was set on it. I was determined, and even after I gave birth to her, we were breastfeeding in the hospital, and I had done it all day. She was born at 3:40 in the morning, so we got down to recovery around like 6. But once they brought her down to me, I breastfed all day, and it was working really good for us. We had a system down already. It was convenient, but as the day went on, the milk, or just my milk hadn't come in, so I had just like the pre stuff that I forgot what it was called. I should have looked it up, but I didn't. I didn't have enough, and by the afternoon she was starting to get hungry, and she would start sticking her hand in her mouth and showing the signs of hunger. And so I would breastfeed, and she would get frustrated because nothing's coming out, and I felt bad. And my mom and my husband's mom were there, and they were both telling me, she's hungry, you need to breastfeed, and I'm breastfeeding, and she's getting hungry and hungrier, and nothing is happening because I wasn't producing anything anymore. She had sucked it dry for that time being, and that was it. I didn't have anything else. So my mom was telling me a story about when I was a baby and how she wanted to breastfeed, but I was just hungry, and I was almost 11 pounds, so I can imagine I came out hungry. So she was telling me, about her supplementing with formula and cereal, the rice cereal and everything. And so our nurse came in, and she was an older woman, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I don't believe so. I think it's just a opinion that people have. But I talked to our nurse about supplementing with formula for a little bit, just to hold her over until maybe, I got another colostrum, that's what it's called. Maybe got some more colostrum, or until my milk came in, but continue to breastfeed, to build my supply up. And she literally went off on me and my mom. She was asking my mom if she had breastfed, and my mom was like, yeah, I tried to, but she was almost 11 pounds. She was hungry, so I ended up stopping. And the nurse was saying that she had done it wrong, or she didn't try hard enough, and she was very rude about it, and it made me feel really uncomfortable. She accused me of doing it wrong, so then she had me do what I was doing. And then she said, yeah, the latch is good, she's sucking right, you're positioned right, you're doing it right, but here's some other ways you can do it. So she showed me the football method and just different ways to position the baby. And so I kept with it. I don't know, I was scared of her. She was like, you're not going to give your baby formula. She was very rude about it to me, and I wish my husband was there at the time, but he had gone out. So I just stuck with it. She told me, you have to keep doing it, and quote this, she said that my baby could get a lick of milk a day and she would be fine, which, okay, if your kid is a premature baby, I understand that, not drinking a lot, but she was on the heavier side, she was hungry. And I don't believe that all babies drink the same. Like, this is something that we've constantly been struggling with, is people telling us that all babies drink the same, you know, from however many months they are up until, you know, when they start eating food or whatever, that they all drink the same amount, that, you know, your 4-month-old child or your 2-month-old child should be drinking this amount and no more and no less. Like, I don't believe that at all. I don't care what science says, like, I really don't. Like, at least for us, like, that was not the case. Like, my daughter came out drinking 2 ounces, and then a week later she was up to 4 ounces. She's almost 4 months, and she's drinking 8 ounces every 3 hours. Sometimes with the 2-ounce snack in between. Like, she likes to eat, and she's healthy. Her doctor has no problem with it because she's not spitting up. But, like, I don't believe that whole, you know, thing that people say, you know. We get told constantly she's drinking too much, which I think is dumb, because she's healthy and she's not, I mean, she is a little overweight, but she's not crawling yet, she's not walking, and her doctor said, you know, that she'll probably burn it all off when she starts doing that and kind of even out. But back on track. So our nurse in the hospital said that, you know, she wasn't going to give us any formula because we wanted to breastfeed. So we waited until my husband got back, and we waited until it was probably like 8 o'clock at night, and my daughter started getting extremely hungry. She started fussing, she started crying and screaming, and there was nothing we could do to calm her down or like soothe her. We were trying everything. And by 11 o'clock, like, we were exhausted. You know, we barely got any sleep that day because we had gone to labor and we went straight down to recovery. And, you know, then everyone started coming to see her, and it was exhausting. And, you know, both my husband and I are looking at each other like, she's hungry, what do we do? Like, and I felt terrible because he's looking at me and he's stressed out and he's tired, and he's like, you know, you have to feed her. And I'm telling him, like, you know, I don't have anything, and I'm trying to feed her. She's latched on, but nothing is coming, and then she's getting frustrated because she's trying to eat, and it was a mess. So our nurse ended up switching over, I think at like 8 o'clock, and we talked to our new nurse, and it was probably about 12 by the time we were like fed up, and we were like, okay, we're gonna go get formula, whether we have to go to the store and get it or if they give it to us. So I went and talked to my nurse, our new nurse, and she was such a sweetheart. Like, she was so nice. She was what I pictured a nurse being. And, you know, I told her the problem, and she said, okay, it sounds like she's hungry. Are you breastfeeding her? You know, and I told her I've been breastfeeding all day. You know, my boobs were incredibly sore. They were raw. Like, I had tried so much to where the point my breasts were bleeding. Like, literally, I had cuts on them. They were bleeding, and they were so sore. So she gave me some stuff for my boobs because she was like, that's really bad. She, you know, said, for the time being, it sounds like you should, you know, maybe supplement with some formula. That way she's fed and she's fine. And then you can continue to breastfeed. That way you can gain your milk. So we ended up giving her a 2-ounce bottle that night, and she was fine. She went straight to sleep. You know, she was fine. That's all she wanted was food. So that made my husband and I feel really good. Kind of sad though, because we waited so long to kind of not be afraid of our nurses after that first one. So the next morning we went home. We only stayed a day just because we were getting the same nurse back, and we really didn't want to deal with her because we had started giving our child formula, and we were supplementing with formula while we tried to breastfeed. So we didn't want to deal with the dilemma of, you know, the new nurse not giving us any formula or anything. So we ended up leaving the next day. We only stayed 24 hours, so that was really cool, and I just wanted to get home too, so that was nice. But I tried breastfeeding at home too, and I tried really hard. I was pumping every 2 hours and feeding her, and it just kind of seemed like I could never keep up. The most I pumped in one day was 3 ounces, and by the time that was happening, my daughter was eating 4 ounces every 2 to 3 hours. So it was like, it became a point where I was like, I'm never going to catch up with her, and I'm constantly either breastfeeding, pumping, or formula feeding her so I didn't have time for myself. I barely had time to eat. Like, even my husband stepped in and was like, hey, you know, you kind of need to eat. So at that point, I was just stressed and tired, and, you know, I said, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I'm not going to ever be able to keep up with her. So I stopped breastfeeding probably after like 3 weeks of trying to do it. But this video isn't about my breastfeeding story. It's about her and how much she ate. And I've been told by random people at stores, I've been told by other pediatricians or other people who had babies, you know, she's eating too much. That's not right. No baby should be eating that much, that often. But I don't want you to get discouraged. Like, those people affect me, and it kind of hurts me, because it's like you're kind of calling my kid fat. I mean, she's 15 pounds like at 4 months, which it's kind of big, but she had a big start to begin with. So luckily we have a doctor who also agrees with this. As long as she's not spitting up after her feedings, she's eating enough. She's hungry. Feed her when she's hungry. And that's the kind of little thing that me and my husband are doing, you know. If she's hungry, feed her. But I don't get discouraged by those people. You're a mom. Believe in what you feel is right. So that's just kind of my little vent sesh. It's really annoying being told that your kid's eating too much all the time. So just feed them. Don't let anyone tell you just because, you know, you didn't breastfeed or anything that you're doing it wrong, or you know, you're feeding your kid too much, she's gonna be fat or he's gonna be fat. You know, don't listen to those people. Just listen to you. And if you want support, there is this is gonna sound weird. There's like a movement going on right now too, where it's on Instagram, hashtag, what is it? Oh, I just had it too. Hashtag don't judge, just feed. And it's about, you know, moms who tried to breastfeed and it didn't work out and they have to formula feed now, or people who weren't able to breastfeed and they have to formula feed, or moms who just decided, you know, breastfeeding wasn't for them and they just formula fed from the beginning. I'm a part of that. I posted a picture of my daughter eating formula out of her bottle on there, and it's just a support community for moms, and I believe in it too, because yeah, I understand that breastfeeding is a lot healthier for your child and better, and you know, I still believe in that today, but I cannot keep up with her. Like, that's not my problem. You know, at least she's getting food, and that's all that matters to me, is that she's full and she's happy, you know, whether it be from breast milk or formula. That's all I want for her, is to be happy and healthy, which she is. So anyway, thanks for watching, and if you have any problems with this, or you want to talk about your kid eating however much, or you just want advice or help or support, like, just comment down below. I'm always here. Subscribe. This is going to be like a mommy channel, so it'll have a lot of stuff about my family and my daughter, and sometimes maybe a makeup tutorial or something, you know, about how I do things. But yeah, just comment down below if you guys have any questions or you're going through the same thing. Let me know I'm not the only one who goes through this. Alright, bye guys. Have a good day.